it's Lindsay. I'm back with another video, and for today I'm going to be explaining to you guys why I switched from an insulin pump to insulin pens for the rest of the summer. Before we get started with this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure to turn on the bell if you want to be notified every time I post. I'm going to be posting 1 to 2 times a week for the rest of the summer. So if you want to see why I switched from my pump to injections for the rest of the summer, then just keep on watching. So you guys are probably like, what the heck is going on? Lindsay switched from her insulin pump to injections for the summer. Yes, I actually did decide to do this. No, I did not consult my doctor before doing this, and I'm going to explain to you why. So I was on a trip to Turks and Caicos, as you guys may or may not know. If you haven't seen my travel diary, it will be linked in the description and in the eye right over here. Definitely check it out. I was in Turks and Caicos for a week, and then I flew out to Maryland to attend a wedding. So when I was in Turks and Caicos, the very first full day I was there, so Saturday, because I flew out Friday, my boyfriend and I were riding bikes around, and I sweat my insulin pump site off. Like, it was so hot there that it literally just sweat right off, which is insane to me. And I had changed it the Friday I flew down, so like literally over like a few hours, over 24 hours before I had changed my site. So it was a brand new site, so it shouldn't have fallen off, but it did. And I was like, this is insane. So on top of the site sweating off, I was going to be in the ocean and in the beach. And going to the beach with an insulin pump, if you have an insulin pump, you know it can be kind of a pain in the backside. So I called my mom, and my supplies for my pump couldn't be reordered until the 10th of this month. And I didn't want to waste all of my sites while I was on this trip. So I called my mom, and we decided that the best thing to do would be to switch to insulin pens, doing like Novolog and Lantus. This is actually a Humalog pen, but I will explain why in just a minute. So I ended up giving Lantus and insulin pen injections for the whole trip, and I'm still continuing to do this just because I feel like it is easier during the summer, because the summer is so hot. You are constantly outside, you're at the pool, you're at the beach. And for me personally, when I would go to the beach or the pool and I would unplug my site or my pump from the site after I had just given insulin, even if I waited like 30 minutes, I would still spike dramatically. I would go into like the upper 200s and lower 300s, which obviously I didn't like to do. And I just felt like I wasn't getting the insulin I had given myself prior to unplugging. So I felt like giving injections is the best thing for me in the summer. So before I was going on my trip, my mom called my endo and was like, Lindsay's going on a trip, she's gonna be at the beach. Is there any chance we can get some insulin pens in case her pump breaks? And they were like, yeah, sure. So at the time they only had Humalog pens, and I've never used Humalog until this trip. I've always been on Novolog, but they gave me a couple of Humalog pens, and that is what I've been using. So they gave me these insulin pens that came with 6 pen needles, and I was good to go. Now, I had already had the Lantus prescription from a couple of years ago, and this was still good. It's good through the 1st of 2019. So I have Lantus in my fridge. They gave me 2 insulin pens of Humalog, and I was good to go. I had also already had pen needles filled in my diabetes supplies, so that was not an issue for me. So I just packed insulin pen needles, the insulin pens, and enough Lantus to last me the trip. And so when my pump actually fell off, I decided right then and there that I was going to switch to using pens for the rest of the trip, and now in turn the rest of the summer. So what I did that night is I looked on my pump, and on your pump it may be different, but on my insulin pump I have a tSlim. You go to like my profiles and you can see how much insulin you're getting throughout the day, and when your doses switch from like 1 unit as your basal rate to like 0.75 units. So I did all that, and I found out that I was getting 23.1 units of insulin per day just from my basal rate. So what I did is I just decided that based off of my pump settings once again, so my pump at like 6 a.m. switches from like 0.75 units to like 1 unit an hour. So I found out that I needed to give 12 units of Lantus in the morning and 11 units at night. I know that a lot of people will give all their Lantus at once, but when I was young and on insulin pens, the Lantus burned like nobody's business. So we split it up when I was younger, and so that's just what I've been doing. So I try to do them 12 hours apart. So like if I wake up at 10:30, I give my Lantus right away, and then at 10:30 at night, I give my Lantus. And then based on the Humalog, or the Novolog, which is what I will end up getting after I use this pen. But based on the Novolog Humalog, I just know my carb ratio is 1:8, so for every 8 carbs I eat, I get 1 unit of insulin, and then my correction is 1 for 35, and my target blood sugar is 140. So that means if I am 140, I don't need any insulin for a correction, and if I'm 175, I get a unit of insulin for a correction. So that is how I've been giving my insulin, and so far I'm actually really liking this. I don't think I could do it 24/7 just because I'm so used to the pump, but honestly it has been so nice to not have an insulin pump attached to me, to not have to worry about it when I'm swimming or showering. I just have to remember to bring these guys with me, which is no big deal because I already had to remember to bring pump sides with me and everything like that. But I really like this, and I've really enjoyed taking a break from my insulin pump. I know that a lot of people say taking a pump like vacation is really good. I've never done it in the 8 years of being on an insulin pump, and I'm really glad that I finally did because it's been rather nice. If you are younger, I would maybe recommend talking to your doctor before doing this, but so far I've had pretty good results from doing this. My blood sugars have actually kind of been better since I've been giving injections, and I think that that may be because I have been more mindful of it. I definitely recommend that you guys try to do this over the summer, or just in general, take like a week off of your insulin pump. It's really nice. It gives you a chance to, I guess, like in a way reconnect with your diabetes because it makes you appreciate the pump more. But I am planning on using injections the rest of the summer, so I will keep you guys updated on how all of that goes. If you guys have any questions about the insulin pens or why I switched that I didn't answer in this video, make sure to drop a comment down below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social medias. They're always linked in the description. I will see you guys next week for a brand new video. I love y'all so much.